All right. Test.
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 Convincing idiots. We're not on strike. Some people are on strike. We are not on strike. We continue
Some wish we were.
Our comedy writers are on strike, but we are not.
They've been on strike since
Luckily, we don't have
episode
Inception.
Yeah. The first two episodes are great. 3 forward, we're still working through it. This is episode 149. So, we're not on strike, but the Screen Actors Guild, gentlemen, is now on strike, joining the writers' strike. So I don't know if you saw this. This is pretty big in pop culture and entertainment news, and a lot of productions are going to be held up for a while. Similar to the writers' strike, some people these are just overpaid people. They just want more money and this and that and the other. Well, that is part of it. Certainly there's a lot of actors that are not hugely paid. There's a lot of people trying to...
You only have like 1% of like actors that are up that echelon of like...
You're right.
Like super
rich.
Pop, rich.
Yeah, hell, the majority.
Yeah.
I was hearing one of the actors talk about it the other day, and he was kind of saying that like when they say you get a TV show and you're going out to Vancouver, so for that season you're going out to Vancouver, they give you like a X amount of money for the move to stay out there, and then that's it. You still have to rent cars, you have to still pay rent and pay rent back at home. Like there's all these expenses, and they're not getting paid nearly what some of the upper echelon actors would be getting. So I mean, they're still just getting by.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of people just. I think it's a misperception. Is what I'm saying. When people say actors, a lot of people just like an athlete. They're all overpaid, and maybe athletes maybe is not a good example, but certainly actors are not all overpaid. Sorry, Dean, go ahead, finish your thought.
No, I was just saying that another example was Nick. You saw the was it 2019 or whatever in the teens, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie that they did.
Yes, yeah.
The guy who played the head in the thing, the blue head guy, whatever his name is.
Oh, Zordon. Bryan Cranston.
Then maybe they were talking about a different...
Okay, Bryan Cranston was Zordon in that
Okay, well, this
movie,
one was a younger guy who was in this. But he got paid like, what did they say, $150 or whatever for the day. Or, again, lower number. It doesn't matter the exact number. But he got paid that during the day, for the day, I'm sorry. And... they ended up using him throughout the whole movie because they just did different expressions and just repeated it. So shit like that, they're fighting for stuff like that about, how work is paid. And then also if the movie goes streaming, he doesn't see shit.
Yeah.
A lot of these, especially like character actors that are in the background and stuff aren't getting paid shit and residuals. So it's almost like stealing their likeness. They can use it, get it once, and then just bam, 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 keep repeating it, using it wherever they want to, and then
they make off of it, but you don't. Yeah,
exactly. So,
yeah, and that's sort of some of what they're asking for in their demands. So, I'm reading this from NBCNews.com. So, SAG and AFTRA's members are seeking a new contract. That they believe must account for the economic realities of the streaming revolution and the risks posed by emerging digital technologies like AI. So I'm just going to read it here. The Guild would like to increase performer-based compensation, which union leaders say has declined dramatically as entertainment companies pivot away from paying out residuals, a type of royalty that was more common when popular shows were sold into syndication instead of banked exclusively on streaming services. And members are also alarmed by the rise of artificial intelligence, such as tools that could create digital composites of popular stars. The Guild has called for tighter regulations and safeguards to protect actors against the, quote, unauthorized use of their voices, likenesses, and performances. So, again, but this, like, the writers don't want the use of AI to learn how to write. You know, the actors are concerned, probably rightfully so.
Sure.
That AI could be taught how to, you know, I don't know. Like maybe an example could be, you know, do I have the likeness of Harrison Ford for Indiana Jones? I'm just making something up here. So would I be able to create a new Indiana Jones property with Harrison Ford's likeness, who's Indiana Jones, and maybe
what's stopping us from seeing a new Humphrey Bogart movie?
Sure. Yeah, unless there's some type of, you know, contractual things. Right. His estate should certainly benefit if you're going to see, you know, Humphrey Bogart for that example. So, yeah, so just it's, you know, the continued rise of this technology. These, you know, these folks are trying to get ahead of it and, you know, protect themselves. So, it makes sense to me. Yeah. So,
yeah,
you know,
it's got to be tough.
Nick,
I mean, an ever-changing landscape. You know, these are issues that, you know, you couldn't have imagined 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right.
So as the landscape changes and as technology can do different things, you know, yeah, they got to look out for, I mean, what they bring to the table, their likenesses, and, you know, I mean, I get it. You know, I definitely understand, and it's really kind of got to be a hard thing to navigate. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we've just never seen anything quite like this before, so it's definitely pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, they went ahead and all that they're looking to is, you know, is to renew and re-up their contracts, right? I mean, when you and I did for here, Brian was reasonable. He stopped beating us. He beat us less before the show.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know, and we got what we wanted.
That's all we really asked for. I mean, it was
just
nothing...
one less beating.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least lower it.
Yeah. When heavy petting crosses that line into beating, that's where it's kind of, you know, it's a bit much.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I like
no more in the face. No more in the face. And we got to keep the
money
the talent.
Here.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
I mean, you beat off on the face. There's no beating the face.
Right. Exactly. Dean, any other thoughts on this strike or demands or anything? As I ask you while you're taking a break here.
I just don't understand the the reasoning what the studios could argue with this. Like it's
well, let's see. Go ahead. I'll tell you.
No, okay.
Go ahead.
I don't understand. Like you're asking for you not to use my likeness whenever, wherever you want, and if so, you pay me for it. How is that not reasonable?
Right.
Like I get that the studios are trying to make money and whatnot, like, but how much money? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, just some of the quotes from this. Go ahead, Nick.
I would say, what more can you ask to own other than your own face? Like, I mean, it's
right.
Like, is that so crazy just to be like, hey, you can't use my likeness without my permission, or else, you know, you got to pay me.
Yeah, according to this article, it's really the studios are more upset in that they felt they wanted to continue to negotiate and not have the actors just walk away and halt production. So that's what's, at least according to this article, that's where executives are more upset about. Like Bob Iger from Disney is saying that, you know, it's a terrible time for them just to walk out because we're still in this business trying to recover from COVID and everything. So if you guys halt production,
that's a valid point.
That hurts everybody.
Sure.
You know, including you guys who want to get more money. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah, I get that part too.
I mean, I'm on the side of the actors and writers, but I do get that, you know, hey, let's work and negotiate and come to a term.
Sure.
Now, if they just don't budge, like, again, we also don't know how long they've been negotiating. Maybe they have ran out the time and go, you know what? There's just nothing. You're not giving anything, so we're going to walk. So we don't know that. So I guess we can't really speak on that.
Well, yeah, the writers have been on strike for more than 2 months. And again, I don't know, like you say, how long they've been trying to negotiate their deal. And I get the streaming thing too. I mean, it's like, you know, the days of the, like it says here, I mean, just, selling Seinfeld only to syndication, for example, where the only way you can watch it is on reruns on a network that has the commercials and everything else. So, they're going to get paid more money for that, the actors on there. But when I know that they certainly made a chunk of money to sell the rights to show it on Netflix, for example.
yeah.
So certainly Seinfeld and those guys, and they've made some money from that. But I don't know if it's at the level of syndication. I just don't know. Plus you have to have a super popular property like that. Some of these more fringe shows that maybe had a shot in syndication are just going to show up on Peacock or something like that, and they may not get anything, or not next to nothing. But I don't know what they would make for that, but probably not as much as syndication. So yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll definitely keep an eye on all this. I feel like it's probably going to go on for a little while. And some of these movies that we might be looking forward to, like I see, like Deadpool 3 and a few other big ones, might just be on hold for a little bit. So hopefully they can work all that stuff out.
There was a writer's strike not too terribly long ago, right?
Sure.
Wasn't it within the last 10 years?
Still on strike.
It was,
before. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm saying it wasn't that long ago.
Correct.
Hey there, if you like that video, or if you just like to watch us make fools of ourselves, please like and subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate it. We hope to see you back here.
Ham gravy.